Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Beth and a very warm welcome to you all. I really hope you enjoy the cross stitching that I'm going to be showing you today. If you are a returning subscriber, a huge thank you once again for coming back to my channel. So let's just jump in. I do want to apologise. I was meant to put out a video on Sunday, but my life just has been a bit crazy at the moment. So if you are new to my channel, I work as a house mother in a boarding school, and we are coming towards the end of the year, so we've got things like graduation going on. We had to get all of our students back because it's an international school, so all of them have come back. We've been doing quarantine. It's just been crazy. But it is so good to have a majority of my students back. It has been so nice just to kind of get some kind of normality back. But it has meant a bit of a whirlwind, and I kind of feel like I haven't had time to stop. I've been in a bit of a rut with my stitching, which I didn't think I'd done anything, but having a look what I've done over the past 3.5 weeks, there is some stuff to show you which has kind of motivated me, and as we go into May I am really excited as well. So in this video I've got so much fun. I have one finish for now, quite a few whips. I have my Designer May, I'm going to call it Designer May. I'm not sure what the actual name is. I've decided I'm not going to call it Mania. I'm going to change it up slightly, and I'm going to be focused on one designer, so I will go through that in a bit. I have my 900 subscriber giveaway, but I just want to say a huge thank you to all of my new subscribers. We have reached that goal of 900, which was my goal, so I do have my giveaway, and I'm going to put it out there in the universe. I'm not kind of going on subscriber numbers, but I know when your channel reaches 1,000 you get extra things like being able to put community posts up, which allows you guys to kind of know what's going on, so I can work on things midweek and things. And I'm so close. Now my birthday is on the 17th of May, and I'm just going to put it out there. I'm really would like to hit 1,000 by my birthday. That would just be absolutely amazing. So if you know anyone who can shout out this channel or share it, let's get to that 1,000 goal, and I will do a bigger giveaway on that occasion. To celebrate my birthday, but hopefully also to celebrate my goal on YouTube. But let's jump in, shall we? So my favourite thing, I mean, I have so many favourite things, but I think my biggest one was, and the person doesn't want me to shout out their name, so I'm going to respect that, but I've been in a bit of a stitching rut. I have just felt so much pressure. Obviously work has been very busy, which has meant that I'm just on the go all day. I don't have time in the evenings to stitch because I don't finish until like 11 PM at night, and then all I want to do is curl up in bed and go to sleep. And on my days off I've just been so unmotivated. I didn't want to do stitching. I tried picking up some pieces, I got a little bit of stitching here and there, but I just felt like I wasn't achieving anything. And this person I was talking to on Instagram, and she turned around to me and she said, but you have achieved something. You started in August and you've already finished things, you've started new things, you've found your style. And then she said, what do you tell your students when they feel like this? And I have to say, my students are my little miracle cures. Don't get me wrong, my students can wind me up, they can annoy me, they are teenagers, I annoy them, but I have to say my favourite thing is two things. One was this woman on Instagram who took the time to talk to me and kind of put me back on track. The other is my students. I've got 3 students that have seen my cross stitching because I take it out on my days off because I live on site and I go sit outside and do a bit of stitching. And they approached me. They'd bought this pattern and they were like, can you teach us how to cross stitch? So we were sitting there watching the TV, just stitching away, just having a good time. And it was seeing how much they were enjoying it that kind of got me back into stitching. So everything I'm going to show you has really been done in the past week. I had kind of 2 weeks where I literally probably got about 100 stitches in, and that's it. And then in the past week, since doing this with the students, we've been doing little stitching clubs. So some of them are knitters and they enjoy knitting, others do cross stitching, and it's really kind of pushed me to get this stuff done, because they're like, oh miss, can you show us what you're working on? Like, let's do it together. And they are my little miracle. So yes, they annoy me, but I think they are one of my favourites for the past 3 weeks has been them. The fact that throughout COVID they are in the same place as me, they haven't seen their families too much because it is an international boarding school, and yet they push through it and show me that, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. And they are definitely my thing. So I feel a little bit brighter, a little bit better, a little bit more emotional. I filmed their graduation video today and all the staff do little clips to say goodbye, and that has made me a little bit emotional, but they are going to go on to have bright futures and I wish them all the best. So yes, I've been rambling on for 7 minutes. I will try and leave a message down in the description box with times, so that way if you didn't want to see the life updates you can just kind of jump. But yes, let's jump in and show you what I've been working on. So I do have a finish and I love how this one has turned out. It is the Bee's Portrait by the Little Stitcher, and this is stitched on 18 count Vintage Country Mocha with all of the called for flosses, and I love it. So I am gonna do this as a pillow, and as I said, there was in the pattern there's like a row of bees and then another line. I've still got the pattern, but at a later date I will stitch that and make that into a pillow. But what I'm gonna do is, at some point in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to fully finish this into a pillow. So my tier tray that I have is really difficult to point in the direction I want to point in. So my tier tray, which as I pick it up you're going to see everything falls off, I have here, it's still decked out for Easter. As I said, it will probably be decked out for Easter for quite some time. I'm going to be doing a bee theme. So I've got one of my pieces that I will turn into a pillow for a bee. I've seen on Amazon the little gnomes that are like bees, so I might have to order one of those because I wasn't a gnome person until I had a tiered tray, and I've got Valentine's and Easter gnomes. But yeah, so I'm going to be looking for some bee pieces to go in here. This is where I try and put things down and I just make a huge mess. So that is my fully finished. I used all the called for colours and it is absolutely stunning. So, absolutely love that one. Next up is my finish for now. This was one of my whip goes, and this is, I had to stitch 3 of the Christmas Advent by Madame Chantelier. It's Christmas stamps. Now I don't actually have a cover photo. If I can find one I will put it up on the screen. But what I'm doing is, hers was like one long piece. I'm going to stitch mine individually. I've left a little bit of gap, and then I'm just trying to work out how I'm going to finish it, but it is going to be an advent. So this is going to be kind of my first Christmas traditional decoration. I don't really have anything since moving out of home that is like a tradition that I hope to kind of bring out each year, because I don't really, until I had my tier tray, I didn't have any decorations. I live in a small room, so that is my goal for this year, is to hopefully finish it, but if not, try and do as much as possible. so I can have a kind of traditional Christmas decoration that will come out each year. So I'm working on that one. I then have a couple of whips. So the first one is the most recent whip, and I'm so close to finishing this, but as I got all kind of ready to do the graduation video today, makeup, I was wearing my graduation dress, but I thought that might be a bit over the top for YouTube, so I have just taken the dress off, but I still have my makeup done from the graduation video. So I thought I would jump on, film this YouTube before I mess up the makeup. More than I already have. I have noticed I have smudged it a bit, but oh well. Before I go back to stitching this, so this is the Made to Create sale by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I am loving this sale. Absolutely love it. So the part that came out this week was we had the paint palette for the letter C, we had the bobbin, the thread that goes all the way round towards the end, and then there is going to be like a cupcake pin cushion. So for this I'm stitching on 20 count Belleana even weave in cream. It's either cream or ivory. I think it's cream, but don't fully quote me on that. And I am stitching it with Jodyri Designs threads. And I'm absolutely loving it. So this plan for this afternoon, it's my day off, I haven't got any other plans. It's a bit miserable outside, which is why the lighting's a little bit bad. It's a really, really grey day. So my original plan was to go for a walk, but because it's so grey, I think I might just stay inside and do some stitching. So I'm definitely going to hopefully have this finished by the end of the day. And I'm absolutely loving this. I love that a part comes out each month. I really struggled with her trees because I just got so far behind that I just didn't enjoy it, and then I've just not stitched any more of the trees in her series, so I'm going to wait a little while and then pick those up. But Hello Petal is it Hello Petal or Hello Summer, sorry, is the tree that's coming out as a stitch along soon, so make sure you check that out. I think it's on Friday that it comes out. So the next one, and this is where you can see that I had a real stitching kind of bug. I could not get back into it because all of my Blackbird series, I've been loving this. I love the colours, I love the designs, but I started this in March for my March Madness. This one did not win, so it only had a day and a bit on that, and I think that was only kind of 2 to 4 hours maximum. But yeah, so this one is She Sights a Bird, and it is the third one in the series, and this is how far I've got. So I'm missing all of the bottom and most of the border. So I have done some colour changes. I have changed up some of the letters to have this light green, and I've put a H down here. This block is going to represent my family's surname, so I have that one. But I am really, really loving how this is turning out. I'm loving how all the colours look all together. I am a little bit worried that I didn't leave enough space, like I put too much space at the top, because I'm not sure how tight it's going to be if I stitch all three of them down, because there's 9 in total. So I need to do a little bit of work. What I may end up doing is stitching the 4th and then jumping down and stitching the 7th one, just so I can make sure that I have enough space to do them all. If not, I will be taking out one of them and I will stitch 8 and do them in a row of 4 and have 2 rows. So that is everything that I worked on. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you my plans for Designer May. So I've heard a lot about the Stitch Mania, and I've heard a lot of talk about the use of the name of Stitch Mania. Now in some ways I agree with it, in some ways I don't. And I just thought, if I don't fully agree with something, I'm just gonna decide what I want to do and just go my own way. Stitching is meant to be fun, and This year, as you know, my designer focus of the year is Autumn Lane Stitchery. So I have one of their pieces in rotation. I have done a little bit of work on that piece, but I'm going to show it to you in a minute. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus my month of May and stitch their pieces. Now, I have been trying to work out which pieces I want because I have 9 of their patterns already kitted, fabric chosen and ready to go. But I don't think I can justify having 9 new starts in May when I still have quite a few still on the go. So there are going to be a main focus on them, and that is what I'm planning to stitch on. So I will show you their pieces, but please bear in mind I will have 2 exceptions, one of which is I am going to be doing the virtual stitches meetup for Caterpillar Cross Stitch on the 12th of May. So I will be stitching on that design, and I am going to be modifying it. So I'm going to be starting that hopefully this week, maybe next week, because I'm going to modify it so I can make it a little bit more my style. So that is my one of them. And then of course my Made to Create sale comes out on the 25th, and I've really been enjoying when that comes out. I stitch on that one straight away, whether I can finish it straight away or whether it takes me a week, that's fine. But so there are going to be 2 exceptions, and both of those are going to be Caterpillar Cross Stitch designs, but that's because I had booked the I'm already doing the Made to Create sale, and I'm really enjoying that, and I don't want to fall behind. Even though I have a month to finish it, June is going to be a crazy month for me, so I want to make sure that I finish the part that comes out in May, so that way when June's come out I can stitch the final piece and be done at the same time as everyone else. And of course my virtual stitching, of course you stitch on a piece by that designer. So that's going to be that. So I'm going to have 3 new starts and 1 ongoing whip. So my ongoing whip is Autumn Town. I absolutely love this. I think this is by far my favourite one of their designs. Now, can I remember what I'm stitching this on? Definitely not. So I'm stitching this on a Jodyri's design 18 count in Jade Dragon, and that's making it look incredibly pink. I'm not actually that pink. So yes, this is how far I have gotten so far. So I put in this part of the house, and everything else was already in there, but this week I have just stitched this little part of the house. So this is how far it is. Hopefully I will get a lot further. I am doing a bit of colour conversion. I did put a variegated sulky thread for the house because I just love the little bit of variegation in the house walls, and I think I have changed the colours to what I already had. So I will list the colours that I'm using down in the description box below, but obviously it's still a work in progress, so colours may change here and there. But I will list everything I've used so far. So then the 3 pieces that I am going to be stitching. So I am going to do their May, but I may change the month. Now I really see this stitched, and I may change it to put my name or something, because I really fancy this as a little bag. So I'm going to stitch it up and see what size it turns out as, and then it will just be turned into a little bag just for notions and things like that. Or I'm on the fence as to whether I stitch it on a larger stitch count so I can make it into a small project bag. So this, I will be stitching the design. I'm just not sure what I'm going to put instead of May, because I haven't got all the other months and I have already a monthly series on the go this year. But I love this pattern, absolutely love those flowers, I love the design. So the first time round I'm stitching this, I will change what it says in the middle, but I'm not 100% sure yet. It depends all on the stitch count. But yes, so I'll be stitching that. I have pulled out a fabric, but as I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be stitching on this. So this one is a 18 count and it's called Sea Spray. I have no idea what it is. It is a really pale blue. It's showing up a lot brighter on camera. It's like a kind of a pale blue with a little bit of lilac in it. So it's definitely not showing up true to colour on camera. Might be able to see it a little bit better there with the white behind it. But as I said, I'm not sure because this looks to be an 18 count, which would make the design a lot smaller. So I just need to decide if I want it as kind of a bigger bag or a smaller kind of little notions pouch. But I will decide that. The next one up is their newest release, and this is their Best Friends. So I normally buy their PDF charts, but this one came into stock at Patchwork Rabbit, so I decided I would pick up the actual printed version of the chart. And I have to say, I am definitely a PDF girl because I like the fact that I can carry multiple charts on one device. But now let's try and do this where the pattern doesn't fall out. I love how when Aaron does his printed charts, he designs the whole thing so like it's an ongoing picture. So you can see the barn over here. Sorry, I don't want to show all the information, but you've got the barn, you've got the trees, and it goes round to the front of the design. I really do like that, and I also like how the logo changes quite frequently. So for instance, here you've got like a kind of witchy feel, a Halloween feel, and here you've got a springtime kind of green autumn leaves. So that is another one I'm stitching. I'm stitching this on 18, I believe it's 18 count. Yeah, 18 count white DMC Ada. So I've got that one. And then my last one that I've just knocked on the floor is I think one of my favourite charts they do, which is the Autumn Lane The Lunar Witch. Now, I am not sure. I have got a piece of fabric from Chromatic Alchemy. I've got a 20 count June, which is stunning. It is absolutely stunning. Do I have it with me? So this is the fabric. Absolutely gorgeous. It is more of a yellow tone than what they recommend in their chart, but I think it would still look really nice. And you know how much I like Chromatic Alchemies. But call me crazy, wouldn't this look fabulous on the back of a denim jacket? Can I cross stitch on a denim jacket? I have ordered some water soluble canvas from DMC, 14 count. I have a light washed blue denim jacket. I don't know if it's going to work, but I may try stitching this on the denim jacket. I just love this design, and I think this on the panel of the back of a jacket would just look absolutely amazing. I just don't know how easy it's going to be to cross stitch on a denim jacket. Obviously it would need a different needle, things like that, but this one may just have to be stitched onto a denim jacket. Definitely. So I'm going to give it a try. If the denim jacket doesn't work, don't be surprised if you see it stitched on 20 count June from Chromatic Alchemy. But if my denim jacket works, then this one will look fabulous on most of their other designs. So that is kind of my out there idea. No idea if that's going to work at all, but we'll see. So let's talk giveaway. So I did say when I got to 900 subscribers I would do a giveaway, and I really like the idea of a kit. So one of them will be a kit which will have thread and things like that, and other one will just be a pattern. So I haven't taken these out of the plastic because obviously they are for you guys, they are not for me. So the first one, sorry I'm trying to do this where there's not too much crinkling. So I ordered 2 of these from the Black Needles Society in their vault. This is the Heartstring Sampler, Really Friends, and it says, "There is nothing I would not do for those who are really my friends." So if you would like to win this one, for both giveaways you have to be over 18 because you have to provide me with your address. These are going to be open internationally. Both of them will be open internationally. I do ask that you are a visible subscriber on my YouTube channel. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and have your settings set so they're visible. And please don't use the word giveaway, winner, anything can relate to that, because I want to give this to someone who has supported my channel. Now after you win this, obviously that is up to you, but I really hope that you, if you are winning this, that you do enjoy stitching it. So for this one, the Heartstring Sampler Really Friends, just put Heartstring, so the name of the company. Okay, so just put Heartstring somewhere in your comments. I will be looking for Heartstring when I do the random comment picker. The other one is, when someone said about kitting things up, I was like, hang on, there's surely cross-stitch kits out there, and I realised I love Boffy Threads kits. And so many out there probably also enjoy the Rendell kits, so I am going to be giving this one away as a giveaway this time. And this is Boffy Threads Let Us Be Friends. And for this one, if you can, just use the word Boffy, so B-O-T-H-Y. So those are the 2 prizes I have this time. I have the Heartstring Sampler Really Friends, so use Heartstring. And if you would like the Boffy Threads Let Us Be Friends, then please use the word Boffy. So these 2 will be closing on let's say the 13th of May is when I'm going to be closing these down, and I will be announcing the giveaway winners on the 16th of May. So they'll be closing on the 13th of May. Just make sure you get them in on the 13th. I will be filming probably on the 14th around midday. So just make sure that you manage to get those in on the 13th and you'll be entered. So please remember 18 or over, because you have to provide me with your address. You must be a subscriber on this YouTube channel, and leave in your comments down below either the word Boffy or Heartstring. And let's think of a question that you could answer. Let me know your favourite bee charts. So as you know, I mentioned my tier tray, I'm going to be doing that. Let me know your favourite designs that feature bees. It can be anything, a small little bee or a large bee chart. Just let me know. So Heartstring, Boffy. So I really hope that you guys like those ones. I have ordered from Lakeside Needleworks, I've ordered a couple more Boffy charts. Some of those I am going to be putting away for that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So hopefully we can reach that goal by my birthday, which is the 17th of May. But if not, I will just have those put aside for when we do. Sorry about that, my camera battery went flat. I have to say, I really wish I would learn to check my cameras. So I was about to say, I have a little bit of haul. These are my monthly clubs. So I have my Chromatic Alchemy, which is my first month receiving the club, and I get the 20 count Ada. So this one, I believe it's called Ellipsis, but if I'm wrong, I will put it down in the description box below. So I get a lovely, nice piece of this, and this colour is, I have to say, absolutely stunning. It's very out of my comfort zone. I'm not sure what I would stitch on here, but I do love it. It's a lot of pinks, blues, and where they meet, like this gorgeous purpley colour. It is very, very mottled. It is absolutely stunning. So I'm really enjoying seeing what next month's is, and I love the fact that having these monthly clubs, they do push me a little bit, because a lot of these pieces of fabric, if I was just looking at them, I'd go, I'm not buying that. what would I stitch on it? But then when I get something like this and you go through your charts and you go, that would be perfect. So that is the first one. Then I have my Jodyri designs. Now I have got some that were on back order, so just a regular one that I order quite frequently is their Candy Floss. Now this one is a 16 count. Normally I go 18 or 20, but when I'm doing smalls I do like to do like little pillows on 16 count. So this is just a gorgeous pale pink. There are patches of white in here as well. You probably can't see the colour too well. It does not photograph well or show up on camera, but in person this design is absolutely stunning. So you can see there's some pale pinks, some darker patches and white. Absolutely love it. I used this in my freebie chart that you can download from my YouTube channel, which is Stitching Blooms, which was for the Pocket Full of Posies set. I then have my April limited edition fabric, and I would tell you the name, however I've accidentally spilt water on mine and the name has smudged. So all I can see is the last part, which is Lake. So I do apologise, but you can see this one is definitely out of my colour zone. I have no idea what to stitch on this, and then I remembered that months and months ago I ordered the Ink Circle kind of make your own map cell, and this to me really does look like old paper. It's very yellow, green, and this dark kind of brown. On one side it looks more burnt with the darkish brown, so I'm kind of thinking this might be my map. So it's things like that, the fabric that I would have, this is once again a fabric that I wouldn't have chosen. The colour, I would just be like, what am I ever going to stitch on that? But when I got it and you look for the chart, absolutely brilliant. So I think that is going to be a map. And then the last one I have is a February. This is when I used to get the bigger, I used to get two like fabric of the month. This is a 16 count. My regular one is an 18 count. And then every now and then I would get the 16 count just to make it my 16 count. So I have some in stash. And this one is Stormy Seas. So it's blue and green. I have no idea how you show fabric. I really don't. So it's absolutely stunning. So on this side it looks more blue, and then the bottom of it is definitely more green. So I got those, and then I did get my April threads, and oh my god, they are stunning. Absolutely stunning. I love the Jodyri Designs threads. As you saw, I'm using them in my Made to Create sale. Someone said to me, but how do you use variegated threads? And to be honest, 3 months ago, when I started this club, I was asking myself the question. I was like, they look gorgeous, but what am I going to do with them? So I love to use them in things like that Made to Create, where it's going to be a sign, so it fits in any kind of decor. I love to do flowers in them, where you get the different colours. They look absolutely stunning. When you just decide to stitch with one thread, so if you are having a monochromatic piece rather than just having it one colour, you could use a variegated and get the gorgeous colours in there. There are so many different things you could do it. So there are some here which, I mean, for instance, this one. Okay. It is grey and yellow. And this originally, I would say, well, what am I going to do with it? But I found that I tend to stitch with certain parts. So I will stitch the yellow. So I've used one of these already. I reordered one because I used it for, and I've already sent it off. I should have taken a photo. My sister loves the beach, absolutely loves the sand. And I used this thread colour to make her sand. So there's 2 light yellows in here and a brighter yellow. That was my sand, and every time I got to the darker part, I would just trail the thread behind and then stitch some shadows in the sand. So yes, okay, some people could say I was wasting the thread. I could have cut and restarted, but I really like how it looked with the different shadow effects. But some of hers, like for instance Ruby Slippers, which is one that I'm using in that Made to Create, is just different variations of red. There are different variations of green. You don't have to go for variegated threads that have all of these different colours in it. This month, every single one in her thread pack has got the variegated threads, but she does a rainbow thread pack, which I have ordered a couple of those just so I have a couple in stock. And they work really well for just changing the colours of things, because it's all red or it's all blue or it's all yellow in the skein. And they work really, really well. So I absolutely love Jodyri Designs threads. And the great news is she is now restarting selling her fabric. So because she's now managed to get some fabric in stock, you can buy her fabric if you're not part of her club. I do apologise if you can hear the maintenance workers outside, but it is too hot in here to close the windows. Despite it's a grey day, it is absolutely boiling in this room. But I am just finishing up now anyway. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for all the support that you guys have given me. Please, 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 if you can help me get my birthday wish of being up to 1,000, that would be absolutely amazing. I mean, I do YouTube for fun. It is my space to get away from everything, to kind of prove to myself that what I am doing has a purpose. Because if I was to sit there and think, oh my god, you've spent hours stitching today, you're not productive. But the fact that I've got YouTube is I've spent hours stitching and I'm part of a community. It brings me into a community, so I get to talk to people, I'm filming these videos and showing you guys things, I'm being enabled by so many YouTubers. I have been kind of out of the FlossTube world a little bit, but I'm going to shout out a couple of FlossTube channels. These are my regular FlossTube channels, but I am looking for new FlossTubers as always. But recently I've been watching Craftivating Creations. I am loving seeing her Hello Dear tree come to life, her Hello Winter. Not a Hello Winter, what's the other one? The Easter one. Is it Hello Petal? I'm like so mixed up. But she's currently stitching that with Evelyn from Evelyn Across the Pond, so another YouTuber that I think you should definitely check out. There is also Stitchy Fix. I love those two. They, to be honest, have been enabling me a little bit too much. I keep seeing their patterns and they've got me into the Stitching with the Housewives patterns, which I love watching the Stitching with the Housewives challenge, but I always was like, I can't stitch theirs because I don't like stitching on black Ada. I mean, I'm quite happy to change the flosses and use kind of things like this, but I never remember that you don't have to stitch on black. Those would look fun on other designs, so I'm going to be working on one of those soon. Mama Loves You GB, I really need to get back to stitching her unfinished sampler series. I love those. There are just so many fun YouTubers. Those are just a couple to get going. But yes, there are so many amazing people out there, and I really, really, really hope that you all have a great day and enjoy stitching. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm gonna go before I get emotional again, and I will see you all very soon. Bye! Happy stitching!